when the rappers of these coffins. He's acting like he got it, but he's lost it. Keep attacking these.
Welcome to 3 Count Commentaries. Have you ever heard the saying that, you know, the emperor fiddles while Rome burns? Well, that's pretty much what's happening here. You know, Tony Khan decides he's going to take shots at Nick Khan. Sha. And I'm going to play the audio because I absolutely have to. This is too juicy to pass up. But then considering what else took place on AEW Dynamite, I think he has other problems. So before we get to his other problems, being he has a racist Spanish announce team, apparently. Let's talk about this first. I will pitch it now to Tony Schiavone.
Fans, as we set to go live on TNT tonight with AEW Dynamite at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, I introduce to you the CEO, the owner, the president of All Elite Wrestling and the Forbidden Door, Mr. Tony Khan.
All right, so can we get this guy some more titles? Can we kind of like God, Lord, Emperor of AEW, Supreme Lord, God, Alpha and Omega? He need more titles. He needs more titles. It's not cool enough to be the owner, founder, president, CEO. It's not enough. It's not high enough. He needs to be God Emperor. He needs to be the Imperator of AEW. Then I think we'll all be happy. Okay, but let's see what this kid has to say.
Thank you very much, Tony. I appreciate it, Mr. Schiavone. And as we get ready to go live tonight on Dynamite on TNT, I just wanted to address, as the Forbidden Door, I read in The Observer today that New Japan Pro Wrestling apparently has had talks with WWE's president, Nick Khan. Well, Nick, I have to say, if you've been talking to New Japan Pro Wrestling for 2 months, you've gotten a lot done. Just in the last 2 weeks, I've had Yuji Nagata,
who?
Narita, and
who?
Rocky Romero.
Who?
On AEW. I've reunited Roppongi Vice.
Who?
I've had the New Japan IWGP US champion Jon Moxley defend the title successfully on our show, retaining it. And I have future plans with New Japan Pro Wrestling for the...
Okay. You got future plans? Well, you should have made sure New Japan has future plans with you.
US title. So you must have really gotten a lot done in the 2 months, Nick. In fact, I think there's only room for one Khan in the wrestling business, Nick. And it's me, it's Tony Khan. It's not some con man from Connecticut. Have a fun show tonight, Nick.
Interesting. The con man from Connecticut. No. Okay. Hey, look, it's a wrestling promo. We've got guys cutting wrestling promos. I'm not against it. Wrestling promos can be fun. But I think we need to, look, to address this very shortly, do you think that Nick Khan is going to go to Vince McMahon and say, hey man, I got this great deal where we could get Yoshihashi on SmackDown? This is going to be like, is this what you're doing with your time? Like, I put you in control of this huge corporation I spent my entire life building, and you come to me with Yoshihashi and Toru Yano, and Tony Khan's like, well, I got Yuji Nagata. It's like, so fucking what? Look, I know who Rocky Romero is and Roppongi Vice. I know who these people are. I'm a wrestling fan. Of course I know who these people are. But these people are not stars. You didn't get Okada on your show. You didn't get Tanahashi on your show. And even if you did, the bump of interest from that will be very small. Okay? Nobody cares. Doubtful Nick Khan even cares. Secondly, you say, I got plans. It's like, you should have made sure that New Japan has plans. Because plans change, buddy. That's rule number 1 when it comes to WWE. Plans fucking change. Plans change. So obviously Tony Khan is taking some tips from Bret Hart with these shades. So the shades, Bret used to wear shades because he wasn't comfortable cutting promos. So in the early days of Bret Hart, he would talk, but he would hide behind the Hitman shades. And now Tony Khan, when he's in character, he's the Forbidden Door. He wears shades, and he puts his fist under his bicep to make his arms look bigger. And he's very defensive, and he's still very strange. He probably was put up to do this by somebody in his staff, but addressing the rumors seems to be silly. Who cares, really? I saw a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just fun. It's just meant to be fun." It's like, well, yeah, I see that it's supposed to meant to be fun. I'm not taking it seriously. I don't think anybody should take it seriously. But that's also why it shouldn't have been done. Like, not everything is a wrestling gimmick. So we probably should have been a little bit more serious about this thing. But I'm also kind of tired of all the WWE mentions on AEW in general. It's like it's a constant thing. It's at every level. Like we just stop arguing because Jim Ross mentioned Randy Orton. Like it was nothing good comes out of AEW mentioning WWE so much. But while he's talking about Nick Khan and being the only Khan in wrestling, he's the only Khan man in wrestling. His Spanish announce team is making fun of his Japanese wrestlers and falling asleep at the wheel. So let's talk about that real quick. So some Spanish wrestling fans that were watching AEW Dynamite, they caught the Spanish announce team making fun of Hikaru Shida. So here's some of the fans what they had to say. AEW Spanish table forgets to turn off the mics during commercials. One says he is falling asleep, while the other mocks Hikaru Shida's English while speaking Japanese gibberish. Another one says, "What a shame, how regrettable. AEW commentators in Spanish forgot to turn off the mic in commercials, and one says that he is sleeping, and the other makes fun of Hikaru Shida's English." And another one says, "Commentators in Spanish from AEW have made fun of the Japanese accent of Hikaru Shida during the advertising break prior to your segment on AEW Dynamite. This is unacceptable, Tony Khan." Oh my God, I'm getting them mixed up. So what actually happened? I'm going to play the audio for that too. So here's the audio.
Y Willy Cagashida.
Willy Cagashida.
¡Cállate!
¡No manches!
¡Y con el gatito!
Le voy a aventar la pluma si usted no se lo avienta. Ya habla inglés. Qué malo.
Pausado. Bonito.
I don't know, man. That didn't sound good. So obviously after that came out, there were some people who were in a rush to translate, and here is the translations from Wrestling Inc. Alex Abrahantes, do Shida, as in translate her promo. Alex Abrahantes, of course, is the guy who does the Penta says. Then Willie Urbina speaks incoherently using a stereotypical Asian accent. Thunder Rosa laughs, "Shut up, holy crap." Willie Urbina continues with the accent. Thunder Rosa, "I will throw the pen at you if you do not stop," but said, of course, in a joking manner. Dasha Correct, "Stop it, you are mean." And this is his Spanish announce team. While he is the only Khan in pro wrestling in the Forbidden Door. The Forbidden Door. I think he needs to close the door on the Spanish announce team. Now look, Hikaru Shida's English is actually not bad enough for him to be making fun of it. If it was, there's other Japanese wrestlers who have English that are bad. But for you to be saying, "Ho, ho, ho, look at my relationship with Japan," and then your Spanish announce team is making fun of your Japanese wrestlers, I think you should shut the fuck up. You should take a heaping helping of shut the fuck up. Like a gigantic frosted bowl of shut the fuck up. And be professional, dog. Because your Spanish announce team is making fun of your Japanese wrestlers while you're trying to tout your relationship with Japanese wrestlers. And this, of course, this is just what they got caught doing. We don't know what they were doing outside of the fact. So obviously, really, Urbina's going to get fired, right? I mean, that's pretty much obvious. But did you fire the rest of these guys? You fire Thunder Rosa? She's a wrestler and a very useful one for AEW also. And she was laughing, maybe she was laughing because she was taken off guard by it. But This is what you're doing. This is what your Spanish announce team is doing to Japanese wrestlers while you're talking about, well, I have Ren Narita on my show. It's like, I don't think anybody cares, dog. I think Nick Khan is all right. I think he doesn't have much to worry about if this is the kind of ship you're running. I think he'll be just fine. All right, so like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, donate to the channel if you can, and I'll talk to you guys later.
I can